Welcome back. You're watching Meet the Diplomat. Mega Tropic Satellite Program, Weather and Climate. We've had a great support from France side on this. How do you look at it, and what all can we achieve with your support?
Well, Mega Tropic program is an Indo-French program. It's a cooperation, very important cooperation, on a topic which we consider strategic, because climate, monsoon, the understanding of climate is very, very important for India and for us as well. So it's really bringing together scientific, technological resources, and also the exploitation, the use of the data which will be gathered when the satellite is on the
what are the achievements till date?
Now the satellite is being made, and the instruments aboard the satellite are being built. So the launch will take place, I think, next year, and then the program will develop.
French, it is one of the most sought after language in India. But people in France, do they have the same kind of passion for Indian languages?
The first place in the West where Indian languages were taught was France. For instance, everybody here knows the name of Max Müller, the German scientist who worked on India. But Max Müller came to Paris to learn Indian languages. So in France you have this big passion for particularly for Indian languages, as you have a big passion for Indian art and dance and music and all.
And in France, I've heard that the many centers for Indian spiritual activities, plus the many people from France are getting attracted towards spirituality or towards yoga in India. How do you look at it, and what is the most in demand today among the French people there?
Well, I think there's always been a great demand for Indian spirituality, and you mentioned yoga. Well, it has always been there.
Then why France Mahotsav, which used to be in India, and Bharat Mahotsav, which used to be in France earlier, they are no more?
No, we are overwhelmed with activities, with French activities here, Indian activities in France.
They're not needed anymore, those Mahotsavs are not
needed. No, you don't need to put, there's a spontaneous demand, I do lots of things in the cultural field here with my embassy, but I will never have to help organize a tour by any Indian artist in France. It doesn't make sense, It happens because they know that there will be full theaters, whatever the nature of the performance. There will be, the exhibition halls will be filled.
But these Mahotsav really bring people to people contact. They bring the people close, isn't it?
But people get close. I can tell you, what we have to do now is to make sure that the diversity is there, that you have not only the traditional forms, of exchanges, but you have also the core of modernity from both sides. But otherwise, maybe it's not true with all relationships of that type, but between France and India now, it's working on its own impulse. It's working on the energy of the reciprocal demand. Take a field like fashion design.
Paris.
Of course, Paris is the world capital of fashion, but Indian designers have been welcomed, with an incredible enthusiasm in France, and you don't have much to do to push them, because it's there, the interest is there, and now we'll have our book fair in 2 weeks' time in Paris, and India is the focus this year, and people are rushing the French publishers to show the translations of Indian authors, and everybody's talking about it already. So you have this sort of mechanics, of mutual interest, which is working. You don't have to put fuel in it, it works.
Indo-French cooperation in the field of health sciences. We've had a great support from France, but India has been suffering from many serious diseases like TB, cancer, and also the most deadly one is the AIDS.
Yes.
How can we fight this?
Well, we have a great number of corporations. You have universities, you have labs working together. You have few people are aware of the fact that our scientists, and particularly in this field, have been working together, have been exchanging people, programs, knowledge for many years, and that it is, again, it's something which has been very, very strong. Another field which is quite stimulating is the fact that in France we've launched an initiative to support the funding of programs against TB, AIDS, malaria, on the basis of an additional levy on plane tickets. And that's something which is supported by India.
But to combat these, are some research going on, some research?
Oh yes, yes, absolutely. Recently we had here the head of the French equivalent of ICMR, and the peak body in medical research. And it was for me another opportunity to witness the density of the contacts and the fact that those people are now inventing new schemes to fund more generously the exchange of scientists. To have French medical researchers coming to spend time in India and inviting their Indian counterparts in French labs. Also, you have companies, also like Mérieux, like Sanofi Aventis, which are working here not only in terms of selling their products, but also in developing their connections with local companies. Funding research. You have a company like Avestogen, which is a startup from Bangalore working on research, on medical research, on biological research, which has among its shareholders French companies. That's very active, both financially, technically, scientifically, in human resources terms.
So we're very active on mutual cooperation, and with this mutual cooperation only we'll be touching new dimensions in coming years. Lovely talking to you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot for watching Meet the Diplomat. See you next week again. Till then, bye-bye.